Well, Maryland's population has grown faster than most eastern states, a whopping 9% in the last decade. More than half of the state's population growth has been fueled by Latino residents. Today, we take a look at what that means for the future. Peek inside many classrooms in the Washington suburbs, and you're likely to find a large number of Latino children. It's just one of the many places that seems to mirror data recently released from the 2010 U.S. Census regarding the growth of the Hispanic population. In Maryland alone, Latinos increased by more than 106% in the last decade, transforming both Prince George's and Montgomery counties. When you look at Montgomery now, the minorities now are the majority in the county. How does that change the whole aspect of minority representation?
That is huge. I mean, look, we don't have no one minority senator in Montgomery County, no one. So I think that is our responsibility to review how we are going to conduct businesses, because the people who represent us need to reflect who are we. So we are right now the majority in Montgomery County, so we really need to change that. So the elections are coming, we are preparing, and our role and our responsibility is prepare new leaders who are going to take that. And that is the way how we are moving right now.
This summer, Maryland begins the redistricting process. Senator Victor Ramirez says the time has come for census data to be reflected in both state and local legislatures.
You always take into consideration what the makeup is, and you're always trying to create representation that represents the community. And if the numbers show that there's a growing population, whether it's Asian, Hispanic, African American, then I think it should reflect that to try to represent that diversity. And I think that it's our duty as elected officials to look at that and when it comes to redistricting.
While the census is mandated to count all residents, some legislators want to ban undocumented immigrants from the redistricting process.
We shouldn't be counting people who are not here legally. We shouldn't be counting people who are not citizens. You can count them if you want, but in terms of redistricting, we shouldn't falsely expand the authority of people who can't vote, who don't have voting rights, and who do not have citizenship rights. That would be a disservice to our representative democracy and the concept of one person, one vote, or equal representation.
But Gustavo Torres says legislators who resist the data will eventually succumb to the numbers.
Those people who are resisting the change, people who are resisting this diversity that we have in our state. So they are proposing, from my viewpoint, a stupid legislation and stupid laws that is not going to resolve the issue. We need to embrace that diversity and see how we can move forward as a state as well as a nation. So that to me is totally wrong approach. And fortunately, they are in the minority. Fortunately, there are people who have the power to make those changes that they are proposing. But from my viewpoint, it doesn't make any sense.
And according to the census data, all of Maryland's population gain was due to growth in minorities, as there was a decline in the non-Hispanic white population.